Do you know the aged man of whom no one knows from whence he came? His house lies on the edge of a solitary cliff. Glow of death and pallid light illuminate the dark of night, gleaming out the windows of the aged man's abode. If you batter at his door, say farewell to our world, for everyone who entered never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode. Notorious of widespread fame, yet no one knows him by his name. The aged man in his abode on a solitary cliff. Ghastly voices speak of pains, the blood is freezing in your veins. Silent cries and wailing howls are fading in the night. If you batter at his door, say farewell to our world, for everyone who entered never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode. Sometimes when the moon is bright, you see him in the countryside, accompanied by loneliness, abandoning his works. If you then stroll in gloomy nights and peer in cold and hollow eyes, you've run across a wooden door carved by the aged man. If you batter at his door, say farewell to our world, for everyone who entered never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode.
Under the city, deep in the caves, he waits for us, the black guardian. No one who ever caught sight of him lived to tell about it. If the holy verses are spoken and you giggle and caper around, he'll soon wipe the smile off your face, 'cause he ambushes you when you least expect. Down in the deep, down in the dark, he waits for us, the black guardian. If we stray from our path, if we lose our way, he drags us down to the endless void below. You search in ruins and tombs for pathless writings and treasures. The earth opens up under your feet, and you'll find no gold but eternal grief. Down in the deep, down in the dark, he waits for us, the black guardian. We stray from our path, if we lose our way, he drags us down to the endless void below. If you are treed sheets to the wind, and you stagger through the alleys of art, a manhole cover will open up. One more step and your life will be gone. Down in the deep, down in the dark, he waits for us, the black guardian. We stray from our path, if we lose our way, he drags us down to the endless void below. guidance over the rules of art. You'll hear a screaming from deep below, a terrible, spine-chilling cry. Down in the deep, down in the dark, he waits for us, the Black Guardian. If we stray from our path, if we lose our way, he drags us down to the endless void below.
The light fades away at the end of the day. The sun slowly sinks in its nocturnal grave. You're leaving our world, rising up high to the paths eternal, to the stars in the sky, and we stay behind, alone in the dark. Our lives will be lacking the glow of your spark. This is where your path ends and where it begins. In the golden twilight, the release of all strings. You're leaving our world, rising up high to the paths eternal, to the stars in the sky. Now blessed you be till the end of all things. No more toil of life, no more weight on your wings. The circle is closed between birth and decay. Infinite wonders will embellish your way. You're leaving our world, rising up high to the paths eternal, to the stars in the sky. When Malphus calls out, we will hearken with glee and follow your path to eternity. Beautiful and proud, the ruler of the Undercity, Vatyrs was her name. She was feared and desired. Beggars, thieves, and murderers were falling at her feet. As mistress of the castaways, she was worshipped and revered. Vintage wine and silken cloth, jewelry and tongue of gods, any loot and contraband were passing through her hands. Bribe, deceit, and robbery, no means to fall for her. The art of crime she mastered like no one ever had. Beautiful and proud, the ruler of the Undercity. When the night closed in, she stayed sleepless until dawn. Many eternal beasts, they visited her chamber. Anyone who quaffed and knew no shame could join her feast. Her heart was empty, cold and sore, yet she craved for more and more. So little virtue left in her and nothing left to lose. No matter who attended her, she raised her chalice in the air. Anyone could fill it, her thirst would never cease. Beautiful and proud, the ruler of the Undercity, her sinful womb bore fruit, and horror grew along. The healers had no remedy, no one could prevent confinement and delivery before the moon had waned. Two monsters grew beneath her heart, her body it was torn apart. The goat had stilled their hunger with their mother's torn remains, and anyone who was around was killed and stomped into the ground. And ever since the Vatyrs are tainting our world.
Eternally tormented in agony and pain, their suffering in despair and endless wicked pain. Their life was without path, no faith, belief, or creed. Now punishment they'll suffer for every evil deed. Their life was corrupted with depravity. In death they are lost once for eternity. In shame they passed away, and newly they were born. Dead of feeling humble, they only laughed with scorn. Downfall started over, their lives became depraved, and once their unburned bodies were thrown into a grave, their life was corrupted with depravity. In death they are lost once for eternity. They lurk in ancient ruins, crouching in the dark, striving to lay waste to any living spark. Their bodies are decaying, their minds are full of hate. They're hoping for a holy sword to end their awful fate. Their life was corrupted with depravity. In death they are lost once for eternity. Beware of corruption and depravity, or else you're a lost one for eternity.
Murmuring, whispering, creaking and crackling, can you hear the voices of the wood in the wind? Can you see the light as it shines through the treetops? Follow the glow, it will show you the way through the Wisperwood, where eternity's echo can be understood. Can you sense the depth of the gnarly root, reaching down to the heart of this world? Things seem so far, and the struggles of life dissolve and fade away with each step world seemed newborn in his eyes. No place could keep him, he yearned for the skies. He abandoned the way that Malthus foresaw. He followed a path of his own, and he strayed in the void as a wayward wanderer, despising the path that was meant just for him. Yet the dreams that he sought in the deep red afterglow were as distant as ever before. He did find a home in the city below, where life neither purpose nor honor can hold. The woman who loved him held out her heart, and her suffering tore it apart. 'Cause he strayed in the void as a wayward wanderer, despising the path that was meant just for him. Yet the dreams that he sought in the deep red afterglow were as distant as ever before. Our ancient world seemed as old as his eyes. He had lived his whole life under empty skies. When a little boy asked him for the guiding path, he said, "Do not risk Malthus' wrath, 'cause you're straying in the void as a wayward wanderer, despising the path that is meant just for you. Yet the dreams that you seek in the deep red afterglow are as distant as they'll ever be."
There were only 200 people strong when Malthus ordered them to come along. Follow on my path to another land, where happiness and peace forever dwell. They left and sailed across the mighty sea. They suffered hunger, fear, and misery. Their stocks were running low, yet they endured their woe, praising Malthus' wisdom day by day. Go and find the crimson star. It leads you to a land afar. Keep your path, endure the plight, and one day you walk in the light. From waters dark an ancient monster rose, born from malice, evil to the bone. One man took the fight, he sacrificed his life for his people and the righteous path. Go and find the crimson star. It leads you to a land afar. Keep your path, endure the plight, and one day you walk in the light. In deepest, blackest night the guard called out. Their shouts of joy resounded clear and loud. Wonderful and bright, from high up in the sky, a light shone down on another world. See it shine, the crimson star. It led us to a land afar. The righteous path has eased our plight, and now we will walk in the light.
100 men they farewell, a love still young and green. She thought she'd soon be in his arms again. He told her, await my safe return, trust in this. Last promise and stand firm. Once moonlight shines red onto the seas, we shall all return in victory. There marched on blue banners in the sky, and teardrops were running from her eyes. Yet she thought, if only I believe, time will bring him safely back to me. When the red moon casts its light, his ghost travels through the night, through the forest on wind's wings, until he reaches the old hill. There she kneels before his grave, where their love had once been born, and he caresses her face, yet she feels not his embrace. Dark and red glows the winter sky, two souls divided by the threads of time. Days turned into weeks, moon for moon passed by, yet no word from the battlefields arrived. Months turned into years, peace now ruled the lands, empty graves were dug under the sky. But never did she doubt his last oath. Each night she stepped out into the cold. She walked through the forest, climbed the hill where she had once sworn her love to him. And always, when summer bid goodbye and moonlight blood red fell from the sky, his ghost raised from dust forgotten bones, searching for what he had lost too soon. When the red moon casts its light, his ghost travels through the night, through the forest on wind's wings, until he reaches the old hill. There she kneels before his grave, where their love had once been born, and he caresses her face, yet she feels not his embrace. Dark and red glows the winter sky, two souls divided by the threads of time. Decades had gone by, her hair ashen and thin, realms had fallen, war and dead forgotten. When she walked the streets, they said that she was damned, a victim to a past long gone and rotten. Yet still she did not care for their words. When night came, she prayed for his return each fall. When cold winds haunted the lands, she hoped to once again hold his hand. And as her last sunset drew close by, she lingered, forgotten in the night. The moon's light shines bright upon her face. She's waiting as her life fades away. When the red moon casts its light, his ghost travels through the night, through the forest on wind's wings, until he reaches the old hill. There she kneels before his grave, where their love had once been born. And as she closes her eyes, a ray of light breaks through the sky, and her skin turns into dust as her soul breaks from its shell, and she joins him in the sky to shapes no free from grief and time. Then the winds take them away, through the woods its trees its way, and she takes him by his hand. At last in peace they find their end. Dark and red glows the winter sky, two souls divided by the threads shadows of time. Dark and red glowed the winter sky. Two souls united